What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Raman from Balance Manifestation. Today I want to talk to you guys about heartbreak. Ooh, an emotional process that we all go through, we've been through, and maybe you're going through right now. So I want to tell you guys something about heartbreak, guys. Heartbreak is actually one of the most amazing things that could probably ever happen to a man. Heartbreak is actually, it sounds painful to say this, but heartbreak is actually really good for you. Because what is heartbreak? Heartbreak is basically, it's emotional pain. But I'm not gonna say that we deserve to feel emotional pain or emotional pain is good for you when it's inflicted to you, but it's a process that you must go through in order to grow. Just like everything else in life, just like when you're doing a business, you have to fail a couple of times to know how to do it right. When you go to the gym, you're gonna have to work out for a couple of years. When you feel the pain, go through the discipline to build the gym ethic. It's the same thing with heartbreak. And when you're going through heartbreak, at some point you're gonna have to go through the process because you need to emotionally build yourself. And the greatest way to emotionally build yourself is to actually sometimes feel that emotional pain. It's very hard to heal yourself emotionally if you've never felt it. You might have an idea of what that is, but as long as you don't feel it, that's a different story. So anything in life, so if you're hitting the gym and you think that gym is the only way to get your emotional thing all riled up, yeah, maybe that's a good one way to look at it, but that's a different type of emotion. That's your adrenaline, right? That's your fight, and that's your fighting emotion. Every emotion has its own story. And just like when you go to the gym and you work out a lot, you beat down your muscles and then you build up to it. It's funny because the more you practice love, the more you develop love in your body, the more you actually grow, right? So the first emotional pain you go through is actually not as bad. It's not even a horrible idea to go through emotional pain. It's actually a good thing. If you break up, you get a little bit hurt, but then eventually you start building yourself a little bit. And that's the important part about emotional heartbreak, right? But you also have to understand it's a healing process too. You cannot go through emotional heartbreak and simply suppress it and then move on to the next one. You need to keep going and doing what you gotta do. Emotional heartbreak is meant for you to understand that it's something that you're going to feel regardless of what age you are. If you're young or you're old, it doesn't matter. You're going to feel heartbreak at some point of your life. What happens a lot of the times is as soon as we feel heartbreak, we try to drink it off or smoke or talk to a lot of friends or talk shit about the other person, or we try to somehow hide the picture, pretend like we're not hurt, or we keep blaming the person who hurt us and we don't really try to heal from the process. What you need to understand is when you go to the gym and you work out and your muscles are sore, you don't go back and start getting more sore. You don't pump in steroids to heal up the process. You don't, I don't know, go get a fucking super expensive massage to loosen up your muscles. Maybe all those things help you a little bit temporarily, but your real reason, the real thing you gotta do is make sure you understand that that has nothing to do with it. What you gotta do is sleep, rest, let the muscles heal itself. Your body can do the work for you. And that's actually the greatest thing with emotions too. Like when you feel the emotional pain from getting a breakup, you're not supposed to just ignore it or try to hide it or try to not feel the pain. You're supposed to actually feel the pain, live with the pain, and grow with it and heal with it. That's how you'll become better and stronger with your emotional heart. Your heart needs to be broken at some point just to heal. It's a very natural process. I know we look at it a different way because a lot of us, we just try to hide it because it feels so painful and it's so out of the ordinary. And the funny thing is, it's just one of those things that it comes out of nowhere and it hits us, and we've never felt this kind of pain before, so we think that it's horrible and then we need to get rid of it or something. But a little bit of that emotional pain is actually good for you, and it makes you become a much more stronger of a person. You'll often realize that a lot of people who go through a lot of heartbreak eventually end up being a great person in some aspects of their life, but it only happens when done right. If you just keep breaking your heart and you stay in this process of, oh, my heart is broken and I'm gonna just do a bunch of shitty shit, then yeah, you can always take something go the wrong way. You can also take something always go the right way. It just depends on how you use it to fuel yourself. Like people in poverty, you can look at that and be like, okay, I'm in poverty, therefore I am gonna be so mad, I'm gonna do drugs, I'm gonna beat everybody up because why don't I have money? Or you can use that as your fuel to understand, okay, I'm in poverty, what do I have to do to make sure I get out of it so my kids never have to see that, I never have to see that, my family never has to see that, or maybe I can help my family when I have money. So you have to understand all that, and all this makes a huge difference. All this makes a way of living life. All this is important for you to understand. So this is why you have to understand, when you're going through heartbreak, do not try suppressing it or none of that, and just live through it and move up and become the better version of yourself. When I was way younger, what would happen is whenever I used to go through heartbreak, I would try to blame myself or blame others, or like play video games or listen to music and just like try to ignore it. And when I got even older, I would start smoking weed and I would try to mitigate it that way. And then like a Juul, Nick, all that shit. And I would try to suppress my emotions every way possible all the time. And that's a huge problem because we're doing this a lot, and it's just, nobody's telling us this because no one's really aware of this, the way the social conditioning works. And so we keep thinking that, okay, if we felt an emotional heartbreak, all we gotta do is we gotta drink, all we gotta do is we gotta smoke, all we gotta do is like party, all we gotta do is move on. But the funny thing is, when you are feeling this pain, when you are feeling heartbreak, what you gotta do is you gotta just sit on it and feel it. I'm shit you not. That's all you gotta do. Like a couple weeks ago, I had this like a little incident with a girl, and this time when I felt the pain, since I also think it's because I'm on my semen retention journey, when I felt that it did feel a bit painful, but obviously now I've been rejected a lot of times. That sounds bad, but now I've been rejected so many times in life, where to the point now when I felt it, I didn't have a breakup, but when I felt pain from this girl, I was like, I'm just gonna feel it. It's fine. I know I feel like shit, and it's not good for me to feel like this, but it just happened. It was just that day, right? And that entire day I felt like shit, but I tried not to resist it. I shit you not, the whole day I didn't resist it. And the whole day I did feel really terrible, and I was telling myself, I'm like, yo, I'm in this like high vibration energy process, and I'm doing semen retention, taking cold showers, and like I shouldn't be feeling like this. It's not normal. But I knew this was painful for me. I was feeling pain. So I let myself felt it the whole day. And I thought, bro, what if this happens tomorrow too? I don't want to stay like this forever, because I used to feel like that a long time ago, where I would feel that pain every day. So I was like, I don't want to feel like this forever, but I just didn't want to resist it. I'm like, you know what? If tomorrow comes, I still feel like this, I'll think about it. But today, I just want to feel the pain and I want to go through it. And I just went through all the pain and I just felt through it. And funny enough, the next day I woke up, not to say I was completely over it, but the pain was gone. I wasn't even feeling that shit anymore. I was like, holy fuck, that revelation was so crazy. The form of acceptance was so crazy. I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow. That's when I realized, when you feel an emotion, you truly have to accept it for what it is and go through it. I'll give you a little funny side story to that. I was at work yesterday, and there was this competition. Basically, you're supposed to make a bunch of swans, whatever. I really wanted to make a lot of swans, a lot of them, right? We ran out of papers at 500. And I kept telling, and these guys, when I were making it, my coworkers, they just kept nagging me. They're like, bro, Redwan, why are you working so hard? Just relax, it's not that serious, blah, blah, blah. But I was like, in my head, I'm like, what's their problem? It's not like I'm hurting them. I'm making my own swans. Let me do what I want, right? Anyways, I made my swans 500, 4 days. Within 4 days, I made it. And I knew for sure that I knew that somebody was gonna be making more than 500. They're not gonna just give out 500. But then the fact they kept nagging so much, I couldn't, I was like getting pissed, so I just stopped doing it. And it was my fault, I shouldn't have gave up. But basically what happened was, when I came to work yesterday, one of the coworkers tells me that, oh, we didn't win because some other site made 1100. And I'm like, how the hell did they get papers? They're like, I don't know, like our coordinator didn't give anybody else papers, but they somehow got paper. I'm like, yeah, I knew it. They probably bought their own paper, which I wanted to do too, but I didn't want to do it because everybody started making me sound like I was crazy or something. So then I was like, fuck it. And when I heard that news, I was really pissed, right? And the funny thing was, when I was pissed, I didn't hold it in. Usually I would do that. Usually when I'm angry, I would like, you know what, whatever, I'll hide it, I won't say anything, whatever, no big deal. But yesterday, because now I've come to terms with my emotions, I've come to start realizing whatever I feel, I just gotta let it out instead of holding it in. When I was feeling angry, I just let it all out. She was right there. I'm just like, what is wrong with you guys? Okay, I didn't say that. I think I said something along the lines of like, oh, that's so funny because when I wanted to do my thing, everybody told me I was crazy. I was like being extra and all that shit. But now that the proof has come, now everybody's on another story. So you know what? Whatever, bro, guys, fuck off. And then I just left, right? Because I was mad straight up, and I left and I let out my emotions, and I left. And it's funny, when I came back later, everybody's being so fucking nice to me and like trying to be cool and everything, and that just made no sense to me because I'm like, I was straight up rude. I was straight up mad. Why are you like treating me like this? You should be like, you should be pissed at me. Like, why did I say fuck off? Why did I disrespect you guys? But they didn't even get mad. Because I think what happens is people honestly value your emotions. People honestly value your honesty. And so that created this dynamic where the fact that I was open straight up and I was pissed, I just showed I was pissed and I let it out instead of holding anything in. That created a dynamic where they were like, oh shit, this guy doesn't give a fuck, he just was straight up. Anyways, that was a side tangent. I wanted to let you guys know. So that's one of the things. If you guys are feeling emotion, don't hide it. Feel it, okay? Whenever it is, whether it's around other people, because like I said, around my coworkers, when I actually let out my emotions, they're like, okay, at least now I know he's like that. And they actually I don't know why it worked, but it worked. Because I used to always think, never show your emotions, no, don't be pissed or nothing like that around anybody. But I just didn't give a jack shit. But now I'm realizing that it's not about you holding in your emotions, it's just you say whatever the hell you want. And if people are gonna rate it, they're gonna rate it. If they don't, then you don't need somebody who doesn't need you. You don't need somebody who's not gonna respect you for who you are. So understand that heartbreak, anger, any emotion you feel, don't let it out. Feel it, feel it. Like, don't hold it in. Don't hold it inside your heart, and like, don't try to like keep it contained in a box. Feel your emotion to the fullest. If you think you need to lash out a little bit, do it. But again, do everything at a moderate pace. Don't go all out. Like, if you're pissed, don't start flipping tables and going volcanoes. Like, when I was pissed, all I did was give a little attitude. I didn't even blame anybody. I was giving the attitude of what I was feeling, and then I just left the room. I didn't even specifically direct my anger towards anybody. I just felt angry, so I let it out and I left. When I felt the heartbreak that day, I was by myself. I was at home, and I think I was listening to a little bit of sad music. I kind of like I said, guys, I was feeling a little shit. I listened to a little bit of sad music. I worked out a lot. Again, I still had my cold shower that day. Didn't bust no nuts that day, because that would have been horrible. Because imagine, like, you go through a breakup and you break your streak. I am disciplined enough to the point now where I don't want to like break my cold showers, and I don't want to break my semen retention, because I think it really just makes me a really different person, and I like the way it makes me feel, to be honest. So those are two things that I definitely don't want to get rid of. But at the end of the day, you have to understand it's a healing process, and it's important, and you gotta do what you gotta do. So if you are going through heartbreak, just understand it's a good thing. It's a healing process. Don't try to ignore it by trying to go sleep with other women, or trying to fill it up with just going and chasing more people to fill up your heart with. When you feel a heartbreak, wait, heal yourself, improve your heart condition, and then go out and try again. If you feel heartbreak again, that's okay. Go back and heal again. The more you go back and forth, the more you heal and you go back, the more you heal and you go back. Eventually you'll be really emotionally strong enough to the point where there will be this charisma about you, where they can't figure it out, you can't figure it out, but there's a level of connection that creates because you're emotionally strong. And as a man, I guess, at least, when you are stronger in any sense of way, women really appreciate that, because they're soft creatures. And if they're not soft creatures, I guess it's a different story, but even if they're tough creatures, they want a man that's tougher. So become the tough guy that you were meant to be in the first place. With that being said, I think I talked a lot in this video. I hope you like this video. You know what, guys, on a real note, if you do like content like this where I talk a little bit about my lifestyle and self-improvement videos, let me know in the comment section below. With that being said, man, give me a thumbs up, share this video with like-minded people, and with that being said, I will see you in the next one. Peace.